I was very excited to do this set. It's the third painting in my collection, and let me tell you, it is worth the hype. I have been so excited. I've been talking about it so much. My best friend came over and was like, all right, show me that wave art that you've been talking about. That's like how much I've been dying to do this. Let's just jump right into it. First, I'm gonna rate it, then we're gonna go through my review and some final thoughts. Let's go. I rate my sets on a few different metrics to help you figure out if it's right for you. How do I hold this? Skill 3 out of 10. There's like one complex build technique within the frame, but that's it. It's so easy, I gave it an extra point just because it's long. Aesthetics, 10 out of 10. I keep notes off camera. I'm gonna just read them straight to you. Stunning. No notes. It's art. Perfection. That's how I feel about this. Durability, 8 out of 10. The Mona Lisa definitely was a bit more durable, and there are these pieces like this that would come off very easily if it was dropped, but it is pretty dang durable besides that. Value, 11 out of 10. This is insane. The fairest way to figure out the value of a set is to break it down to price per unit, so price per brick, aka price per piece. We call them bricks in this community. This costs $9.99 and is 1,810 pieces, which makes the price per brick 5 cents. Usually, if something is good, like incredible, it's 6. 5 is so hard to find. This is incredible. I broke my own scale. Time, 9 out of 10. This took like 3 hours and 22-ish minutes, which works out to like 550 pieces an hour. Usually, if I'm doing a good job with it, it's like 450, so fantastic. I was actually kind of surprised when I like lined up all the footage and vinyl cut because there's so many small pieces. I thought this would take longer, but no. Overall S tier. I literally would buy this set again to just experience building it. I love it that much. It's on par with the Mona Lisa. It is very different though. Let's talk about it. To explain this build, bags 1 through 11 is the painting and 12 through 15 is the frame. I've officially done 3 of the 4 Lego paintings, so I feel like I can accurately make a good comparison here. I should clarify, the Lego paintings of real art pieces, there are other Lego painting sets. The last one I'm missing is the sunflowers, but I can see it in my Lego room literally right now, so that review will be up soon. This one is super unique, but I have a funny feeling if I loved this one, I'd really love the world map set and the Milky Way galaxy. One reason this set is so good is right away you can just start on the painting. This one doesn't have a crazy amount of dimension, but because of the pieces this set is built on, you just plunge right in, which is a ton of fun. This is kind of a weird comparison, but stick with me here. I've seen diamond paintings on Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram. I always like the videos, but I don't buy them because I don't really know what to do with the painting afterwards. Plus, I think at a certain point it would get a bit boring, but for like a bit, I would have a ton of fun. Felt like a fusion of Lego and these diamond paintings. It was genuinely so much fun. Also, because the pieces are flat, they are fairly easy to press in. My thumbs didn't get sore. If you don't do Lego sets a lot, you might feel it a bit, but I promise it shouldn't be much. This part of the build was incredibly fast. I believe it was only about 10 to 15 minutes max per bag. Bag 4 was like 4 minutes. And this bag and bag 6 will finish the base of the painting, and the rest of the bags will be adding dimension and details into the set. I also need to make a clarification here. In my Starry Night review, I made a claim about this set that's actually incorrect. I know I said I haven't done the Hokusai Great Wave yet, but I did skim the instructions and can confirm this will not happen. Sets started to be released with pieces separated into more bags, and we saw the disappearance of multiple bags labeled the same number. I had looked through the instructions and I saw the use of additional brick bags, so I'd assumed that this was organized the way that we see sets now. Additionally, the amount of bags to the number of pieces is more in line with what we see today. I was actually incorrect. There are multiple bags with the same number, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you where these bags are, and if you can find it, leave the timestamps below and I'll give your comment a little heart. This is the last bag of the modular pieces. This is the bottom right hand corner, and at the end we'll snap together all the modulars. Incredibly, when they are snapped together, you can't visually tell at all that they're modular. At this point, my itch for a diamond painting was scratched, and I was ready for the next part of the build. I still enjoyed it at the end, but I don't think I'd want to do a diamond painting. Also, the round pieces are incredibly easy to figure out where they go. The instructions are perfect for this part. Actually, the whole build instructions were totally like that. I was surprised because this set isn't super diverse color-wise. We have white, 2 shades of gray, the tannish pink, and 2 shades of blue, and that's it. But I found that this was not an obstacle, which was very surprising. Bags 7 through 11 will feel like they are flying by, but it's about 15 minutes-ish per bag. We are doing a ton of detail work, so it definitely feels like it's flying by because you see a lot of changes pretty quick. I think this part of the build makes the whole set look incredible. There's a lot of stacking that gives the set some slight dimension. This set needs a bit of dimension to look good as a Lego art piece, but this one doesn't need as much dimension as the Starry Night. I'm trying to not turn this into a comparison video, but let me talk for a second. I think the dimension on this one is appropriate for the art piece. That sounds so like hoity-toity, but I don't have a better way of saying that. Great Wave isn't the same as Starry Night, where you get objects really far off in the distance that are part of the picture, but also objects that are super close. Everything is relatively the same distance from the POV for the artist of the Great Wave. And the same holds true for the Mona Lisa. We do have far off mountains behind Mona, however, they aren't very detailed, so we don't need the dimension. I'd imagine the sunflowers are also gonna have a similar amount of dimension as the Mona Lisa and Great Wave because everything is gonna be relatively the same distance. I do hope we get more of these classic art pieces, but I'd love for the next one to have a ton of dimension like Starry Night because it did make the build awesome. It seems like we're only getting about one art piece per year, but hopefully we get a second one this year. I'd imagine these are kind of hard to design and they're moderately popular, so I'm sure they put more energy towards sets like, I don't know, the F1 collection that's selling like crazy. I still am a bit hopeful since technically we've been getting one per calendar year, but the newest one released in March and the one before was released in October. So maybe we might get another one late this year, hopefully. Bags 12 through 15 are going to be the frame. I really enjoyed the frame, even though it wasn't the most fun part. It was a bit repetitive, and I do think it probably should have been at the beginning of the set. The Mona Lisa, which was the next set after this one, had the frame first, and I kind of prefer that. This is such a small nitpicky criticism, so take this super lightly. I do have some suggestions of art that I think would make a really neat set. The Scream by Edvard Munch. Anything by Oscar Claude Monet, but specifically the Water Lilies or the one with the bridge. The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Jonas Vermeer. Did I say that right? Or a Pablo Picasso could be incredible. If LEGO wants to steal any of these ideas, please go right ahead. Just like maybe send me a free one of these, please. If you have any other ideas for sets, let me know in the comments because I definitely missed some good ideas. The frame on this one isn't the most stunning, but I do feel like the tan pieces are similar to bamboo colored wood, and the frame just really works with the set. I think if this was in a black frame like Starry Night, it would have taken away from the set and been heavy looking. If it was in a gold frame like the Mona Lisa, it just wouldn't have fit. But this one looks fantastic for the set. It also has a good amount of support, which is always appreciated. I'm pretty sure I said this earlier, but there's a bunch of detail pieces that would break off if dropped, so I'm not doing a drop test. However, if I did a drop test with the painting from before bag 7 through 11, I don't think it would break. This is a little harder to snap into the frame than the Mona Lisa, but it is still quite sturdy. Once you figure it out, it's pretty simple. I love a good comparison, and I want to wait to give all my full thoughts until I do the sunflowers, but I'm gonna talk a little bit. This was the next set to be released after Starry Night, and there's already 3 massive upgrades. Even though we do have multiple bags labeled the same numbers, it's a lot less chaotic than it was in Starry Night. The background stacking up part, I'll show you right here, was really boring, and the way we do the background on this is fantastic. It is so much fun. And 3, the biggest of all, is fragility. This one, like, whoops, damn it. Exactly what I said. These little pieces will knock off kind of easy, but, oh crap, okay. Oh, I didn't push these in. Whoops. Ha! What if the fragility was you being a ding-dong? So that was my own fault that just broke. But even still, that was it breaking. And that was because I did something wrong. Like, this is so much sturdier than the other one. And that's like a big component for me, right? Because if these are supposed to go on the wall, you need something that can actually go on the wall. Wild concept, but I think like between this one and Mona Lisa, they're both just fantastic sets. They're just different. This feels very pointillism. This is gonna feel a lot different than the Mona Lisa, but both are equally enjoyable to me. I think it's just kind of like a personal preference thing. Like if you look at this one, you're like, oh, this is fantastic. Or if you're like, nah, the Mona Lisa's got my heart off of aesthetics, that's probably the one you'll enjoy more. But I do like really enjoy this one. I think it's so good. All right, let me put this down really quick because that is a weird way to sit. I know I mentioned a few times the sunflowers. Here's an idea of what I have coming up next. I have a retired Harry Potter set that is going to be the next video posted, the Colin House, then that one, and then I also have these. Because this looks cool. And this one will definitely be coming soon. I'm super excited. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to definitely see those, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, this one's gonna be so good. The lady at the Lego store told me so.